can you also record the video, or should I do that?
No, it's recording all the video, all the audio.
Should I hit record also?
On what?
Because I can do it on my end too.
On Zoom?
Yeah.
Oh, you have a paid Zoom?
Maybe I'm on a trial or something at this point.
We have 40 minutes.
Yeah, I think
on
you
our
have
trial.
40 minutes on the trial. I just paid the like $20 or $15 this month to test it out.
Oh, I didn't even know. It didn't even tell me that. All right, so don't hit record because it's just going to give me 40 minutes only, right?
Yeah, probably. Mine's recording already, so it's good. I tested it yesterday, and the recording was really good.
Because I might as well post the video also. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
no, of
I
course.
think
Yeah.
I think it's running now. The clock is running now. If we're all connected in a meeting.
Yeah, but
Anosh
has a paid, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Are we sure?
Yeah, if I'm hosting it, I can host it forever.
Did you pay in Canadian quids? Or you paid in
Loonies.
Loonies, bro. Loonies and toonies.
Loonies and toonies, Dave.
You know what's funny is I almost was just guessing as a joke that they were called loonies. And they are called loonies.
Well, there's a loon on the front of the tails is a loon.
Oh, that's why they're called that.
Yeah.
Is there
I heard
a tune?
that
And the tune is just there's no tune on the coin.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just
I heard that the San Diegans are not taking this shit seriously. That's what I heard.
a lot of Vancouver people are not taking this seriously either. It's just both the fucking towns I'm from.
Shame.
Well,
But I saw Huntington Beach and it was like packed the other day. Like there was like people riding bikes on the pier and shit in like groups of
How
10.
dare they? How dare they?
wouldn't I like? But I'm saying like, is the beach unsafe? If I just go like, that could be pretty far from people at the beach, right?
But people are jamming on the boardwalk, like 20 people.
Yeah, it's
You can go like to a beach where there's no people.
Yes.
People.
There is
No
no
people.
All right, you guys ready to record the podcast?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
How's my audio sound, Anosh?
Yeah, it sounds good. Are you on that old mic that you have? That little
Yeah.
circle? Yeah, that weird little
Love
circle.
that thing.
What up, Jamie?
Look out behind
Jamie
you.
Lee.
Oh my God, it's Jamie. Everyone says
Jamie
hello.
Lee.
You're on the Zoom. Are you taking the dogs? Okay.
I saw you and Sheffield and Dennis on a walk this morning when I was driving back from the park.
Oh yeah, that was me.
Was that like it was like 9 a.m.
Yeah, sounds about
I saw
right.
you
Up
last
and
week.
early.
I saw you guys
Yep.
last week when we were coming home from the hospital after Maggie's surgery in the morning.
Really? And what was I
Yeah.
doing?
Walking Sheffield with Jamie.
Yeah. Great.
I never
was-
see anyone who I recognize on the street, like no celebs. I just see Dan. I don't see
Yeah.
anyone else.
No, the celebs are inside.
Just before we go, you guys know there's gallery view, right? There's like speaker view.
I'm on it. I'm on
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Oh
definitely.
yeah,
You
that's a
wanna
lot
use
better,
gallery.
right?
Yeah, gallery view's a lot better.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't have the soundboard, so I do have. Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow.
All right.
I'll add it in after if you want.
Do you guys want to be the soundboard?
Yeah, sure.
All
I can
right.
try some drafts.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, it's good. Sing the song. Well, you're gonna put the song in at the top, so
Yeah.
yeah. All right. Ready?
Let me do a big clap so I know where it is. Everyone clap. Everyone clap. Ready?
All
1, 2. Cool.
Somewhere in there.
We do a
I don't
couple.
know.
Yeah.
That definitely couldn't have been helpful. All right. Ready? The podcast begins now. Yeah. Wah, wah. Yeah, let's do it again. Quarantine mania, baby. Hello. Whoa. Woo. Woo! Moo, bro. Welcome to the Comedians of Wrestling podcast, the podcast where comedians dissect wrestling to an unhealthy degree. Oh, I'm your host, the host with a nose, Dan Black, a.k.a. Dunsky, Blackamora, a.k.a. Donnie Wrestling. Donnie Wrestling, a.k.a. Donnie Capri, from that time my wife did not pay for me to go to Italy, a.k.a. the modern day goof and spoof. Raja, coming at you like Cleopatra, baby, Gabba, wee, yeah. This girl, she is mine. And
Hup, hup, hum.
She's fine. What up, Jabroniacks? We are back in action from our homes for your satisfaction, for everyone's satisfaction, with some spicy wrestling reactions. Wow. Hey, guys, I mean, if you're watching the video right now, by the way, this will be up in the normal main feed of the podcast, but also as well will be available on my YouTube page, the Comedians Wrestling YouTube page / Dan Black YouTube page, because we are recording from home in Quarantine Mania. And you can see, if you're watching, you'll be able to see who is here. But as always, to my Brady Bunch panel diagonal, I don't know which way you'll be seeing it. To
you're under
left.
Me right now.
Yes, to my left and down a diagonal. He's a nasty boy. Nasty Newman.
Welcome to lockdown in the How About It Penitentiary.
Wow. Hey, well, it's not lockdown. They're letting many prisoners out.
They're escaping on their own.
Absolutely
Different.
And the first lady, the queen of what up, Erin Finnerty.
What what up, everybody? We're here. We're quarantined. Get used to it.
Get used to it, because, by the way, we're advocating staying in forever. And 100%. As always, from San Diego via Vancouver, BC, the Canadian Dream / my Canadian Nightmare, Anosh McAdam.
Bienvenue, not bienvenidos, because I might be going back to Canada.
Wow.
Ooh, get that free health care, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why no one's scared up there, because every house in Canada comes with a ventilator, right? I read
right.
that.
Ventilator.
Yeah.
They got ventilators coming out the air.
And a nurse, too.
Yeah.
A nurse for Anosh.
Barely funny by me. But anyway, guys, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about all the spicy wrestling stuff going on. Because surprisingly, even though it feels weird, there's a lot going on in pro wrestling. And there's nothing going on anywhere else. Somehow wrestling, it's unbelievable. Somehow wrestling seems to be the only thing still happening in some capacity. But we'll get into that. Before we do, I just want to say, we're currently in Quarantine Mania, and I am hosting my nightly Twitch stream via the Cow Sportatorium, aka twitch.tv / Dan Black Attack. Every night you can watch. I have a full schedule, but basically, we're doing live watch-along parties of Raw, SmackDown, AEW, NXT, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Also, I'm playing 2K20 on Xbox One on there. So we're doing a ton of stuff on Twitch. And the main thing with that is and on the weekends, we're watching pay-per-views. Right now, ESPN is doing reruns of all the WrestleManias leading up to this WrestleMania. So we'll be checking that on Sundays. And we're doing the patron watch-alongs on Saturday for a pay-per-view that the patrons get to choose. So I've revamped a lot of stuff. We're putting out a ton of content. So this is a great time to support the podcast if you could swing it. I know it's hard times, Daddy. Hard times, Daddy. But if you're doing well and you're enjoying what we're doing here at the podcast right now, please support us. One thing you can do, by the way, to support this podcast for free is if you have an Amazon Prime account, which I know everyone does. I mean, every single person does. You can go to twitchprime.com and you could subscribe to my Twitch feed, twitch.tv / Dan Black Attack. That is for free and gives cash money to the podcast, I believe, on a monthly basis. So that is free. So no matter what you're doing, please, if you listen to this podcast every week, take a couple minutes, go to twitchprime.com, sign in with your Amazon account, and just be a subscriber to twitch.tv / Dan Black Attack. And you can message any of us, and we'll walk you through it if it's complicated. Yeah, anyway. I officially got another announcement for the Patreon, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So watch us on Twitch nightly. It's very fun. I'm learning it. It's a blast. Patreon.com/comedians wrestling. We'll still be putting out our bonus episodes for AEW NXT Friday mornings on your way to not work. On your way Friday mornings on your way from your bed to your desk, or probably more like Friday midday when you're listening to it, or Friday when you're doing dishes. But yeah, anyway, that would come out on Friday. But we're introducing, and Aaron, you can take this away. The Cow Movie Club. So before we were doing movie dissection episodes every month, but now we got a lot of time on our hands to watch movies. So we're
all we're doing is watching movies. So the Cow Movie Club, formerly known as the producer level on Patreon, at the $10 level, we're picking a new movie every week that is easily available to everyone on a major streaming platform. So we're starting with the Beyond the Mat documentary, which is now available on Netflix. And then from there, we're going to take it away. Dan and I have some movies kind of picked out, but we're going to kind of open things up. And usually it's the system is a movie starring a professional wrestler, and we're probably going to keep adhering to that, but we might fit in a couple movies that are outside of that box that we can always kind of shoehorn into the wrestling discussion. So
I feel like
isn't it a movie with a professional wrestler in it, or does it have to be starring?
It's with a professional. No, it's definitely not starring. But
no, it could be a professional wrestler in it, because I approved a couple of these movies. Like someone was like, "Could you do Waterboy?" Because Big Show has like a 2-line cameo, and the answer is very much a yes.
Yeah, and we're taking it even looser, I think. Like, one of my suggestions was a movie that has the girl who plays Ruby Roundhouse in Jumanji in it. You know what I mean? So we're just going to try to get something that's like easily accessible, so everyone who listens to us can watch the movie with us. You don't have to like track down something weird or rent it on iTunes.
Right. You don't have to pay like $5 to rent something. You're already at the producer level, like, the Cow Movie Club. If you're in the Cow Movie Club. So those episodes come out on Monday morning. The movie dissections we'll do one every weekend. Every episode will announce the next movie, so you have a week to watch it. And maybe at some point we'll do a live watch along of one of them, but let's take it sleaze. Also, I just want to say you don't have to do anything, but I've added a new level of Patreon, but I just changed the name. If you're already at this level. But if you want to support the podcast, I have the Cow Mug World Order. And now you can officially get a cow mug with the coveted cow animal print, cow print logo. So basically, if you're at the $20 level or whatever, then Patreon just mails it to you. But if you want a cow mug, which I'm excited to get because I'm a mug guy. I'm a mug guy. Are mugs one of your guys?
Yes, mugs are one of my guys. I have many mugs.
No, Newman's not a... Oh, he's a glass guy. He's a glass guy. Well, we can make that happen. No, are mugs one of your guys?
Mugs are definitely one of my guys because you can drink anything out of them and nobody knows what's in there. It's like a little secret, you know?
Yo, that's the microphone I ordered?
I like
it sounds great.
Snacks,
no, yours is better than this.
Cereal, ice cream.
Wow. Anyway, cool. So a lot of stuff going on with the Patreon. So we're adding mugs. You don't have to change where you're at on that, but if you want to support a little more, you can get a cow mug. And we got the Twitch going. We're doing a lot of stuff. So if you want more cow content, it's there for you. And support the pod. Remember, twitchprime.com. If you subscribe to my channel, twitch.tv/DanBlackAttack, it's free and helps the podcast monthly. Anyway, cool. Last announcement, and we'll get into all of it, is the eco-friendly hoodies. Friday, those are done. They're definitely we sold enough to print them. They're definitely happening, but we're extending it because of weird times, Daddy. But Friday, that's when that order is done. Right, Aaron?
Yes, they're done on Friday. It's your last chance to get your pre-orders
at the close of SmackDown.
If you don't pre-order, the sizes that we're going to have after, if any, are very limited. So I would advise anyone who's a patron to pre-order now.
All right. So anyway, a lot of announcements because we got a lot going on. But thank you guys for joining in on the Twitch stream and all the feedback and stuff. It's really fun. especially in this weird isolating times. I said that we're going to try to be socially distant, only physically, and I think we are. I think we are succeeding. Right?
I think so. We're on there. You're on there like all the time. So.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So, guys, first off, before we get into it, how are you guys holding up? How's everybody doing?
It's fine. I thrive in isolation. I've never been more powerful. I'm doing great.
That's awesome.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm doing okay. I'm, every day is a new adventure, but it's fine.
Yeah. I'm like going mad. Not because it's like, oh, I'm not seeing anyone. As I'm learning, I'm like, all right, I've got to do this Twitch. Like, I'm like, I got to get this stuff going, more cow stuff. And like the technology, it's not that the technology is hard. Just every step of the way, there's, oh shit, I need another cord. I don't have that cord. It's like every time I take a step forward, I hit a next thing, which is like, damn. Then I'm like, well, Best Buy. Now my new thing is that my internet is last week I was saying that I ran a 100-foot Ethernet cord around the side of my house, and then it started pouring rain on the cord. Luckily, it's got the cover, but then I started hanging it up, and then I'm like, all right, I got that, and then the next thing is like now my internet's going slower, and I'm like, what's happening?
Brother.
I call Spectrum, and they're like, they hang up on you. I waited for 20 minutes, and they go, you know what? They literally, this is automated. They just go like, you know what? We're just too busy right now. Bye. Like some version of that.
Yeah, it's like dealing with an airline. Like that's what Delta was doing. Like, we can't talk now. Call you later.
And then one day, it's just like me versus tech in isolation. One day, it was like I was like finished up recording we did the Twitch, we ended, and my wife had sent me a text on something that we're around each other every second. So I haven't been responding to her text because she'll text me and I just go to talk to her, right? So instead of and like it pops up, it'll show like a blue dot next to the thing. I was like, all right, I don't need to read this because we already talked about this. So I just hit delete, and then I deleted my entire text chain with my wife for our whole relationship. And I text Newman in a panic, being like, yo, bro, is this backed up? And Newman was like, yeah, it is backed up. But like iPhones tell you when something is synced. Syncing is different than backing up. It's like I'm just going crazy because of the tech. I need to talk to people.
That's anyway, hard times with tech.
Hard times. But I was like, do I really need like 10 years worth of text with my wife? Like, it's not like all of them are ones I want to read back. You know what I mean?
You've never deleted a text from Jamie. It's all the way back.
I don't think so. I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't think I have. I don't delete. Do you guys delete text?
Yeah, you got to clear up that space, dude. You got to manage that storage and delete evidence.
I save text. Like Mike and I have a text chain that's probably like years long, but there have been times where I've just been like, I gotta like clean this off my phone. Like it takes up so much of the storage, right?
Yeah, that's
Newman?
smart. That's smart. I was just like, yeah.
And you're not doing nearly enough nefarious things, bro. You gotta delete stuff.
Anosh is a villain.
Wow, Anosh. You heard it here second, guys. The guy's a sleaze. The guy's a sleaze. Many people are saying the guy's a sleaze. But yeah, anyway, the other thing I want to address is Adam Letterman, which you would think that during this time of crisis, the guy would literally ease up. The guy literally bought a cameo from my wife where he made her say some vile shit about him deserving a title shot and saying that my wife paid for me to go to Italy, which is untrue. That was our honeymoon, okay? And no, that was not. I did not. I'm not going to get into the finances, but that's not true. Mm-hmm. And secondly, she said he deserves a title shot, and everyone was like, "Oh, you're not going to respond to that." Blah blah blah. I was like, you know what? My wife, she knew what she's doing. We talked about it. It's for charity, okay? She's donating to charity, so say whatever you want, bro. You're not gonna penetrate my marriage with your fucking bullshit. You're right, just because you have money. You can't throw money and take me down. And not to mention the other thing, a lot of people are saying that I should try to get Letterman disbarred for his actions.
Really?
And I just want to say I would never do that because he has a lovely wife, okay? And I'm not looking to take away his income and make Vera be punished the way. I mean, she's already punished by being married to this guy who's a real snake in the grass. Anyway, that being said, I think we should move on.
Okay.
I will say, I did hear that I was mentioned on the Cheap Heat podcast this week, and I haven't listened to it yet. But some people were asking for me to respond, and it was from a guy I know who a guy I know from UCB had mentioned to me, and some people were acting like it was a shoot. I don't know, but I haven't heard it yet, so I'm sure people are just overreacting. I'll listen to it, but I'll just say I heard you guys. I'll listen to it. Yeah. I mean, I'm friendly with Peter Rosenberg. We're on good terms, so I don't know what that is, but I figured I'd bring it up because a bunch of you messaged me about it. I'll look into it. I'll respond to it. Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
Let's get into it. There's no other sports on TV right now except for pro wrestling. It's kind of nuts. Like it's
I wouldn't notice anyway.
That's the thing. Is like
I don't watch them.
I wouldn't notice either, and this didn't strike me as being totally weird until they were like announced that they're gonna show Manias on ESPN.
Right.
They're like, oh, there's no other content, and then that's the only thing that made me realize, like, oh yeah, other sports aren't happening. I was like, they're not doing like, I don't know, like you can't play tennis with no crowd.
You
can't play tennis.
Do all of them with no crowd.
Not to. Yeah, I think they're just choosing not to, right?
So that's my point: is how reckless is it of WWE to be operating at all right now?
Extremely.
Right.
I think
because
yeah.
What I think they're doing is, if I had to guess, is right now they're saying they're taping WrestleMania right now. I think WrestleMania is already in the can, and I think what's going on is they're probably staggering how many people are in the building. So they're like Triple H, they're like, all right, AJ, Taker, you show up. Well, you guys are older, so you guys get like a 9 a.m. match. They get the 9 a.m. the earlier bird Mania special taping time. And they literally have the ref, right? But my point is there's going to be two announcers. There's going to be a ref. There's going to be some people in Gorilla
touching each other.
A lot of perspiration, a lot of moisture.
Yeah, a lot of droplets flying around.
Well,
like especially Triple H when he does the spit thing.
Oh my god!
He's not Triple H is in wrestling, but I'm saying
that
like
could infect a coliseum with that.
Oh my god!
No.
Triple H gives everybody coronavirus by entering at WrestleMania, infects an entire arena.
No.
But yeah. So I'm saying like probably my guess is how this is going is WWE is only going to care about what people can see on camera, right? So. They'll probably keep the announcers not at ringside, is my guess. They'll keep them like the Raw ramp, right? Or they're at the top.
Yeah, like off to the side.
So that it'll be the two wrestlers in ring. But they also announced the women's match is like 8 of them in ring, right?
Right.
It's like crazy. WWE is so carny.
That's not great.
They don't even have to – no one gives a fuck about wrestling. The government doesn't give a shit about wrestling. They don't even say like – are you guys checking temperature? Like nothing, right? Like just nothing. Like,
there's no controlling it too. It's like I think it's almost like why even bother like trying to rein in these freaks.
Yeah.
At least they don't travel the world.
Yeah.
Not right now.
Right.
Yeah.
But like so. It just kind of it's kind of puts into perspective that these are huge men. Puts into perspective how little wrestling it matters. Like, I don't know what else to say, right? Like, it's like no one, like, there's no rules that don't apply to it. It's almost like, why didn't they just have the thing in Tampa? Like, what the fuck? No one would have cared. No one's talking about WrestleMania. Yeah. Anyway, here's my other point about this. And this is what I want to run by you guys. Right now, I was thinking AEW is as close to being on a level playing field with WWE as ever. I feel like, right? They have got to recognize.
Their show was good on Wednesday.
Their shows on the size of arenas, the production, it's going to be right now. They can basically broadcast an equivalent product to WWE. And they're at a slight advantage because NXT storylines have been gone to a halt. That's Wednesday. And the main roster is all older talent. Is Anosh cleaning his windows?
His windows.
We're watching Anosh like literally clean his exterior on the outside, cleaning his windows.
You guys, this is the funniest moment in cow history.
Unprecedented.
I was like, are you guys watching this?
I mean, this
so
guy, guys, you gotta, if you're listening to this podcast, go to the YouTube page.
Check out the video.
This is not a plug. Don't even subscribe. This is not just to plug my YouTube. It's not that at all. You gotta see Anosh. He messaged me. I'll be right back. He muted his mic, and then he went to clean his windows. And
I know.
Yeah, I think he's getting a ShamWow. He's headed, right?
He's climbing in one of those, like,
pacing.
rigged units that you, like, pull up.
Oh, my God. This is so fucking funny. I can't. When is this guy? Anyway, okay.
You guys, just watch the video.
Sunduman, to you,
Yo.
Here's what I'm saying. I want you to know the thing of this proposal. AEW, NXT right now. If I'm AEW, I call up TNT. I call up Ted Turner. Oh, my God. Anosh has a hose.
God, he's going to
full-on power wash his windows.
What is happening, you guys?
How do I make this full screen?
Look at him.
Oh, my God.
This guy is crazy. Oh, my God. This podcast is better than ever right now. This is unbelievable.
I'm getting a whole new glimpse into Anosh's life.
Anosh is a responsible window guy.
Oh, here's my God.
Deal. Oh, well, okay. But here's the AEW, WB, okay? Mm-hmm. So if I call up TNT and they'd be like, yo, can we broadcast on Mondays? I switched to Mondays. This is the time to go to Monday.
Yeah, why not?
It's like a devious idea. I like it.
WWE right now, Raw, they're showing old matches. AEW they're firing on all cylinders right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
WWE is doing full-on filler content. I think it's a great idea to be like, we're the better show. And I would broadcast commercials during Raw right now being like, are you tired of seeing old Mania matches you already saw? Go to AEW right now. The main event's going to be this. It seems like a really cool way to get – and then WWE will probably have to respond or something. I don't know. Feels like an opportunity. No?
Well, why do you think it is that ESPN is playing old WrestleManias and not like – old Super Bowls?
So I asked all of this. I think they are doing that, but
they are, because there was one on before WrestleMania.
Right. I think what they're saying is people don't care about sports once they're done, right? Like people don't go back and watch sports like wrestling or whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's true. Like, I've never heard any of my sports friends be like, yo, I went back and watched that Super Bowl. It was so sick. Right?
Right. Or like no one has like fond memories of like, I mean, like psychos maybe like fond memories of like a pass that happened during a Super Bowl game or whatever. Not like in wrestling where it's like, oh, you remember this? Like, I remember watching this for the first time. Like, it's just not stuck in your memory because it's kind of the same every year. It's just football.
Mm-hmm. Right. But so what I'm saying is that go Birds.
This is a bagel sweatshirt, by the way.
Oh, it's great.
Go Bagels. Go Bagels.
I don't think that AEW will do that though. Like it's a fun idea, but they're not gonna.
No, they won't do it, and it's not because they're like idiots or whatever. It's a ridiculous idea. But I'm saying right now they have an opportunity. They've talked about going. Oh my God, Anosha's power washing the windows. He's shooting the windows with a hose. He's not acting like he sees us either, right? Like I don't think he knows that he's.
No.
He's doing it with such confidence. I bet he was in the live stream and was like, you know what? Those windows look cloudy behind me. I'm gonna go clean them real quick.
Yeah, I mean
they do look real clean now. To be fair.
This is, I mean, anyway, so what I'm saying is that right now AEW has the objectively better product for any viewer. If you put them next to each other, they would be like, oh, this one's better. I just think so. With no crowd, with stories that have been completely dismantled. Like, for example, AJ Taker, we haven't even seen Michelle McCool. Like the whole story's based around Michelle McCool, who we haven't seen. Like the first rule of improv, right? You're talking about someone who's not there, right? Like it's like that's the whole thing.
It's Rowan's spider. It's like the thing. You know what I mean? Like it gets built up, and it's never there, and then yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
No, Newman, totally. But so, yeah, Raw. So, like the episode of Raw last night, we watched it on the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/DanBlackAttack. Good time. Going to be playing 2K20 tonight for the first time.
How many people watch with you?
We get up to like 30, and it like varies, but it's just new. So it started. We were the highest watched Twitch stream for 2K20 at one point the other night.
Oh yeah. Because nobody plays that game.
No one plays it except me.
Right.
But I'm gonna play a little Magic the Gathering on there too at some point. But here's the deal, folks. Many people. Raw. It was like they opened Raw with a Heyman promo, and then they showed one of my favorite matches, but a replay of Royal Rumble 2015. Brock, Rollins, Cena triple threat. But it made me think, and I felt like if I was watching from the Twitch stream, people were dropping off the Twitch stream because they're like, oh, this is all Raw is. But when you watch the rest of Raw, there was a lot of new matches.
Yeah.
So it was like, I feel like people, I guess my question to you guys is, do you think that the casual fan is more excited about a repeat match now? Like, I guess let's call him the casual fan for lack of a better term. Let's call him the coronavirus fan, right? Like the person who's like, and I don't even know if this person exists, who's like, I got no sports fix right now. I'm going to tune into Raw. Does that person exist?
Maybe. Like someone who really just leaves ESPN on. Like, do people like sports that much? I don't know.
Well, here's like a pivot conversation, all right? And I want your guys' opinion of this. So, do you think the wrestling fan, right? There's something about the three of us, right? Not counting Anosh or his windows.
Right.
The three of us, where we became fans of wrestling. Why? Is that I almost think it's like a gene. I think you're like susceptible to it. Like I think some people see it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I watched with my dad when I was like little, so it was like pre-programmed, and then I got back into it as a grown woman because I like hot dudes and watching people fight and drama. So I think it all kind of adds up. I think more people would like it if they watched it. Also, here's Anosh.
Anosh drying the windows.
Whoa. Anyway.
Newman, what do you think?
You think Anosh looks good or what?
Do you? Because it's a two-part question. I'll start with just the first part is, do you think that people will become wrestling fans is like, there's like, people can be converted, or it's kind of just like a personality type? you know what I mean?
I think people can be converted.
Yeah,
for sure. If you take almost anybody to like a small live wrestling show, they'll get it right away. And then from there, it's just sort of like finding that little thing about the niche that they identify with. So yeah, I think people can be converted. I think people can, but I think the vast majority of people are just like us, where we watched as kids and then we lapsed and now we're coming back.
They got to get you. It's like cigarettes. They got to like get you as a kid, or they got you during the Attitude Era. Like that's like the boomers. Like the boomers of pro wrestling are the Attitude Era, right? Like the boomers.
I could see that.
Yeah, that's great. But okay,
and not everyone can be converted, though. I think that's important, right? Like not everyone is susceptible.
Almost nobody can.
Yeah, like
it's all about the game and how you play it.
Right.
But great.
Have you tried, Aaron, unsuccessfully?
You guys have no idea. My setup is
have I
good
tried
now
to convert?
to do this podcast.
No, I don't think. I just know, like, you would think like me, like talking about it and then like being on a podcast would get some of my friends to show remote interest, but like my best friends have zero interest in anything that I do that's wrestling related. But I also have some friends who are like, oh, like I got into it because I wanted to hear you on the podcast, and now I'm like following it along. Like, so I don't know.
Yeah,
it's possible.
That's kind of my thought. Is that like I just think wrestling. It doesn't mean that if you're WWE, you have to still treat it in a way where you can create fans. You have to be able to get bigger. And the next Rock comes along whenever he does, and you'll get that next Attitude Era wave or whatever. But it'll happen. Wrestling goes in waves like that. But my thing is like this idea that if we show you an older match, there's fans out there who are going to be like, I tune out when you show me something old. I'm immediately like, oh, this is whack. Like it for anything,
right.
Unless I'm like actively seeking out, like I'm going to watch a classic thing. Right.
Yeah. I mean, like reselling the Rumble was crazy because it was so recent, right? It was like, who was that for?
Anosh, great job cleaning your windows.
Oh my God, we loved it.
I've been procrastinating for so long. They're so filthy.
I mean, one of the most ridiculous moments in the history of this podcast. You go outside, all of a sudden I'm like, is it Nosh cleaning his windows? He did a little like, you guys, the framing of his picture, you can see it if you watch the video, is he's on the microphone. He's like, I'll be right back. Walks off frame, and there's windows in the back, and then he's outside the window.
That must have been like good framing.
The set of a sitcom.
It was a little glary out there, so I couldn't really see the computer screen.
Yeah. Anyway, we saw you so clear. It's hilarious.
Oh, that's funny.
But anyway, my point is that.
So what's the second part of the question?
This question is, are they better off playing older stuff or newer stuff? Like, do you think that they lose I think they lose the regular audience by showing repeats. People are like, oh, what's the point of Raw? We saw it in our thread and we saw it in the Twitch. People were dropping off because they're like, I'll go play. One guy was like, oh, I'm just going to go play video games. You know, like that kind of vibe.
Yeah. I mean,
Newman is paused.
Newman is frozen.
Newman's frozen.
Newman
you guys.
Oh my God, he's frozen. This is good for the video, I guess.
What's good?
You're back.
You were frozen, dude.
I'm back.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck it.
You
I didn't say anything important anyway.
You took a DMT break. All right. Anyway, guys, we're never going to get that opinion from Newman, and I think we should just leave it there. So, all right, cool. But it's awesome. Wrestling is happening. I just think they should take advantage of the fact that they're able to show a lot of matches. I just thought the way the pacing of that pay-per-view, that Raw was like, it made everybody think there was going to be reruns. Why? Now, here's what I want to move on to. What do you think a Boneyard match is? AJ Styles challenging Undertaker to a Boneyard match. It was it literally is like, I challenge you to a David S. Pumpkins match. Like, what? It's because they can't say graveyard?
No.
Is that
or
true?
Because they're going to get creative and like fill it up with bones.
Use bones?
I mean,
well, what is a boneyard? Is it a euphemism for a graveyard?
This is my boneyard now. Just to let you know, Anosh walked off camera, so I'm expecting him to, in a pulley system, to come down from the top of the screen and be cleaning his windows like a professional window washer.
A boneyard may refer to a cemetery or a graveyard.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they just don't want to say graveyard because it's like PG, and because they're gonna have
They
a
show
show.
a severed head.
Well, they're and by the way, I just want to make sure I don't say this. WB Network is free right now. If you download WB Network, it's free. And kudos to WB. I mean, they're doing a lot of smart shit here. They're making they're doing a couple things. Well, I wouldn't have done that or whatever. But ultimately, like right now, their content is free. They're gonna convert some new friends. They are gonna convert some new fans. I think more likely than not, they'll get some lapsed fans back who are looking for content, and they'll pop back in. That'll be more
because it's free.
Yeah, and they'll be like, it's Mania. Mania's going to be free. It's going to be 2 days of new content. No one has new content. Like they're losing a lot of money, but from a long-term perspective, might gain respect from fans for putting on a good show. If they start Mania off with a fucking "We Are America, We Will Persevere" package, you know what I mean? People are going to eat that shit up.
No doubt. No doubt.
Absolutely. While we all return to work and get sick again. Right? Anyway, so I think that's a smart thing. Anyway, yeah. So, a boneyard match. What I mean, do you think they wrestle at a boneyards, or a graveyard?
Graveyard.
They're are they going to film it like House of Horror style in a boneyard, or is the ring just filled with bones?
Well, I think that the only way to make it cool would be in an actual graveyard. Now, the only problem with that is there's two elements to that. If they do, this is what I would do. If, now they're locked. I wouldn't have called it a boneyard match, but let's assume we're locked in. Do it final deletion style. Put a ring, and as a fuck you to Matt for leaving, right? Put a ring in the middle of a graveyard because you need a ring for AJ to shine, right?
Right.
But if you put fucking bones in the arena, in an empty arena, it's gonna look stupid.
Whack! It's gonna look more like the Halloween store.
Yeah.
Where Eric Rowan's spider came from.
I don't think they're gonna do bones.
I think they're gonna do it from a graveyard. I think it's gonna be House of Horror style because they're pre-taping.
No, they're gonna
right?
bone. They're gonna bone.
Oh
yeah. In a yard.
Yes, that's right. It's a porn in a yard. Wow.
No, it's not pornography.
It's
it's them boning in a yard.
Oh, right. Well, that's good to know. A boneyard match. I don't know. I mean, can you imagine AJ Styles? He has to go out there and you have to push back at some point. They go, it's a boneyard match. You just be like, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. It's a bone.
Here's the question:
yeah.
Is the yard that?
Anytime Newman gets it to a point, he freezes.
No.
It's hilarious. We don't get Newman's points.
Freeze the feed.
This is my boneyard now.
He looks like he has a good point too. He looks.
He's back.
He froze with a very.
I know. I froze again.
Oh, he said.
Is the yard that Roman Reigns talks about a boneyard?
Yeah, because the guy's
because he's the big dog, and dogs like bones.
Yeah, he's the big dog, and he likes bones.
The show Bones.
All right, let's talk about Newman. Wait, do you want to get that? Was that your point that lagged, or did you have another point?
Yep, that was it. Good thing I said it again.
I'm glad we got you. And by the way, Newman, have you said on the podcast that beards are over yet?
Mm-hmm. No, have I? I mean, I think I have. Beards are done.
You have.
No, beards are done. Shave the beard. They're over.
What should I shave?
I wouldn't call that a beard, but shave it.
I have a straight up. I have like a hipster beard. I have like a fucking like a shit pirate beard or whatever.
You have a D'Artagnan beard
from the Three Musketeers.
Yeah,
he's my favorite musketeer.
The one who's
motherfucker. Yeah.
Jamie Lee entering special guest entrance. She says hello. All right.
Get your chin right. Get your facial care right. Beards are done. Shave the beard.
All right. Next question. Not a question, but let's talk about promos for a second. So we have no crowd. And kind of the amazing thing that I'm seeing is that, like, if you can hang on the mic, you benefit greatly from no crowd. Seth Rollins this week got to put on the performance of his life. I felt like,
it was
right?
so good.
It kind of shows you that, like, some performers are really hindered by the crowd. The crowd really fucks up promos sometimes.
Yeah, and the fact that there's no crowd, the camera works different too. They're like zooming in on faces
Right.
and like capturing more expressions and like subtleties and stuff that I really like. Yeah, he's shining.
Because Rollins and Orton and Edge are guys, and obviously Heyman have completely nailed these promos with no one there. But then, like, AJ was wonky. Baron Corbin cut one that was like terrible, was like kind of corny, even though, and Gronk was not good, obviously, but he's not a wrestler. And Shayna Baszler was horrible. Horrible.
Bad.
Yeah. So I think that's the cool thing. Is like it kind of makes me think like, there is something cool. Like Randy Orton. Oh my God, Newman is on the street. Yo, Newman's not being socially distanced. He's changed his background, so it looks like he's at the Midsommar.
I'm at Burning Man, guys.
Oh, really? It's a picture of Burning Man. Newman's back at
Burning
Burning
I
Man.
want to change my background. I had a cool one when I was on my phone.
Here we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Anyway, so anyway, I'm just saying there's I'm really liking the promos. Like Orton cut his promo. I don't even know the words he said. I was like, oh, I'm just captivated by the performance. Like there's something nice about silence with some of these guys. And like sometimes because you can hang on mic, they throw you out to the crowd. And some of these guys deserve to have little quiet mic time. It was great. I loved it. I think because of Shayna's performance, I think Becky's gonna beat her. I think.
Yes, I agree.
I don't
She
think Vince is
anyway.
gonna pull the trigger.
I'm with you.
Yeah, Newman, I know you're a Shayna guy.
I mean, you know how it is when somebody's one of your guys. Like, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
to me. And this is all bullshit anyway. It's all subjective.
Well,
So
fuck it.
It's all bullshit.
I don't think I stick to my point with Shayna, Bana Baszler.
Well, she shouldn't be talking. Like, just
No.
have her beat people up. It's the same thing as like with early reigns. Just who cares? Let them beat people up. They're just doing the wrong thing with her.
People.
Let her beat people up.
Yeah, I mean, she
Let her
was
beat them
really
up.
bad. It was like the only thing is that she looked huge compared to Charlie.
Oh, well. Charlie's a tiny human being, I think, right?
Yeah. But it was like, oh, they should do that. They were sitting in chairs next to each other. It looked like Andre the Giant sitting like this, like Danny DeVito. Like it was. Is Andre the Giant's here?
Oh,
Danny DeVito.
Oh, okay. Well, Andre has to go.
He sounds like, I thought that was Shawn Michaels.
Oh, Shawn Michaels. Her Shawn. I don't have Shawn Michaels music. I can't conjure him right now. Do any of you guys care about Ron Gronkowski, including you and Nosh?
I think he's trying to make a ham-fisted transition into comedy, and I don't know. It's kind of working sometimes. It's kind of not working sometimes. He seems
kind of working sometimes.
I've seen him
He's
do a
so
couple
annoying.
things where he was like okay, and then a lot of the times not okay. So, but I don't know. If you're a football player and you got nothing better to do, Godspeed.
Well, Anosh, I'm actually asking your legitimate opinion because I know that Newman and Aaron we're marks. This guy's got to get out of here. This guy, as far as I'm concerned, he's never existed before he popped up on SmackDown.
Oh, he's in wrestling now. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh,
he's hosting WrestleMania.
Hosting WrestleMania.
Oh,
and not only that, he comes with Mojo Rawley. And so
Broken Mojo.
What's Gronk's like gimmick? Is he like a?
He doesn't have a gimmick.
heel
He's
or
Gronk. He's Gronk. He plays himself.
Yeah.
But like, I'm saying you as a guy who seems that you have some kind of affinity for him. It seems like.
No, I don't. I never followed his career or anything.
If he's at WrestleMania, does that do anything for you?
No.
Okay.
I don't care too much about football personalities.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Mm.
Like,
sorry to stifle the conversation, but
No,
he
you
doesn't
did
do
it.
anything for me.
you did it. I was thinking like, what celebs came in if were they at WrestleMania? You would be like, that's awesome. That's not
That's a
like
trick
The Rock.
question. Because it's The Rock.
Yeah. I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, it's like that's not The Rock. Like, are there any like I mean, if like DiCaprio showed up, would you care?
Yeah, of course. Everyone would watch that.
No.
But you know what? I'd like
You would
Aaron
never.
will disagree with me, but I'd like to see Ryan Reynolds in there.
Give me a
You know,
break.
he's got the
Ugh,
Marvel.
Because
He's got
he
the
would
Marvel
do-
history, and he's jacked.
so
He
annoying.
would do.
He would.
would
Ryan Reynolds
be-
would blow it.
yeah.
He would blow it.
He would be in
He
so
would
full comedy
blow
mode. Yeah.
it.
Mm.
He would do
Listen, I
his
know
thing.
you're
It
both
wouldn't
Canadian.
translate.
Yeah.
His thing. It wouldn't translate. He wouldn't nail it. But I think Ryan Reynolds is funny.
I'm just thinking
he
of
wouldn't
like
nail it.
jack dudes who could perform on a physical level. That would be interesting.
That's not what I want. I want.
There's only a limited amount of people who we want to see. Like Conor McGregor, people go insane,
Mhm.
right?
Jack Nicholson,
Yeah.
Yo,
Al
even
Pacino.
yeah, that's true. Scorsese,
Joe Pesci.
yeah. Carrot Top. All
He's
stuff.
jacked.
Joey
No.
Pants would be great. I would love Joey Pants in
Joe
wrestling.
Pantaleone. No
He
one
would
would
be-
even know who that is.
Yeah, he would be really dope.
Was he
Keanu
not
Reeves.
in?
People go nuts for
Keanu
Keanu Reeves.
I go nuts for Keanu Reeves. I love him. One
Wasn't-
of my guys.
Yeah.
Joey Pants was in Ready to Rumble.
Oh, that's right. You're right. He was. Yeah.
People would
There's a
love
chance
if
he was on WCW.
Yeah, Joey Pants. He's an experienced
Joey
veteran.
Pants played Bischoff in Ready to Rumble, basically,
That's
right? And he had kind of like he had like a cult, like a Native American cultural appropriation.
And he had the
gimmick.
weirdest death. Do you remember
Yeah.
he died like can't think a ladder went in his ass or something?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, don't spoil Ready to Rumble, bro.
Yeah, sorry, spoilers.
People would go nuts for Arquette. He would be a huge face.
He's like in the industry.
Yeah.
That's different.
People
What
would
about
go,
like
I think they'd go nuts for Conan O'Brien. I think they would like.
everyone goes
he would
nuts
do
for
those
Coco.
like dancey moves that he'd kick people.
See,
But
I
even
think
he would
that's
blow
what-
it. Conan would blow it. He would
Conan
blow it.
would blow it too. He would be too silly.
Yeah.
That's the
He'd
thing,
be
though,
too,
is
like,
that they think that they need to do like Gronk or like boxers or like other athletes when
Right.
people really want like Will Ferrell or like
Yeah.
actors
Well,
who are
or like-
celebrities.
Well, they had Michael
Yeah,
Che
the cast-
and Colin
the
Jost.
cast of Jersey Shore, Seth Green, the cast of Love Is Blind.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
surprised Will
Barnett.
Smith has never been in.
I would see
WWE.
Barnett versus Josh Barnett. I'd watch
Barnett,
Barnett.
Josh Barnett.
that.
Yeah.
I
People
want-
would go nuts for Barnett versus Josh Barnett.
Oh, Barnett, what a
Shaq.
scumbag.
I want
Shaq.
Shaq to come back.
Oh,
Frank
yeah,
Thomas, hit him with a hurt.
Jay
Oh, yeah,
Leno?
Frank Thomas, which come on and push Nugenics.
Yeah, low T, get the total T treatment. I love that. Your wife will love it too.
Yeah, and she'll love it too. And,
Jay Leno was like a full-on wrestler for a while there. Remember?
no, he had one. He had
Didn't
one
he?
match
I
with
swear he
Karl
had like
Malone.
I thought he had a few matches.
Karl Malone wrestled in WCW.
Yeah, that was insane. I
But like,
remember.
so like guys that like people love, it's like Stephen Amell. Like if you take it real seriously, people respect that. The thing is, if you don't understand wrestling, because Michael Che and Colin Jost did a good job actually. I didn't care that they were there, but like Michael Che's, I know is a mark. He knows his deal, and they played it like Colin didn't know wrestling, and he had a good gimmick going. He had one of the better gimmicks going of insulting guys by accident. It was the same tactic that Skylar Aston used on Bobby Lashley, being like, "Hey, we're both jack guys,
Oh,
you know."
yeah.
Friend of the show. We got to get Skylar back
Hey,
in the mix.
Skylar.
Anyway, yeah. So anyway, back to this thing. So, yeah, Gronk. Whatever. So let's talk about this Braun Strowman thing. Did you guys see?
Yeah, I did.
So I want to give him a fair view here. Okay.
Yeah.
So, people jumped out. Like I saw an article being like Braun Strowman is canceled, you know, blah blah blah.
No.
So we've seen a lot of behavior out of Braun Strowman like before. He's, you know, kind of I think it's fair to say he's a very right-wing guy, right? It's fair to say.
He's an idiot, I think is
Yeah, right.
he's
And
dumb.
he said this. He said this during the coronavirus scare, right?
Like 3 days ago, yeah.
Right. This is his the full 2 tweets I saw. Here we go with more of the somebody pay for my bills stuff. If you can't afford your bills, maybe you should change professions. That's why I quit Strongman. I loved it, but I couldn't afford to live. So instead of making a GoFundMe or a Patreon, dick, wanting someone else to take care of me, I went out and I worked harder than I ever have in my life to get where I am. What happened to being accountable for your own actions? And then one of his people wrote him a bunch of messages, and one of his replies was, and for anyone that goes, that's easy for you to say, you're a WWE superstar. Just FYI, 7 years ago, I moved to Florida with everything I owned in a Kia Soul with $150 to my name when I started this. Yeah. And, yeah. So, what do you guys think?
There's nothing that can be said.
It's just ridiculous.
Doing what everybody does. Yeah. He's doing what everybody does, which is take his personal experience and then universalize it and say, oh, everybody's experience is like my experience. Why aren't you doing what I did? He's an infant mentally. He's an infant.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like how unfair to say that at this time when, like, you know, the gig economy and a lot of people don't have jobs. It's like, it just doesn't apply right now. Like the people who he's talking about do have jobs. It's right now we're in this crisis where people need more help. And I think that's really unfair for him to say.
Yeah, I mean,
also,
yeah.
he drives, like I drive a Kia Soul, but like I'm half his size. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, first off, the struggle of fitting into a Kia Soul for him is something I actually to be honest, I had compassion for him, thinking about him getting into a Kia Soul. And he seems I mean, I just think that exactly. I think it's like what he said is like there's some merit to what he said, like in a different time, right? Like at a different time, there's a merit of like there are a lot of people. I'm sure there are people asking for this. People with the wrong attitude. I agree. And you can inspire people. But during a global pandemic where the economy has essentially halted for millions and millions of people and you're acting like they're looking for handouts because they are doing nothing, like it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. It's frankly idiotic. Right?
Yeah.
There's kind of no excuse for it. Right?
I muted his Instagram and like stopped. Like I was just like, I like Braun Strowman, but that just like left a really bad taste in my mouth just because it's like such a bad time and so unfair right now to so many people to say that, especially someone who like a lot of people follow.
Right.
Ridiculous.
And on the flip side of this whole thing, I want to talk about. We had talked about, me and Newman a while back had talked about Strowman when he was white hot, how he should be the face of the company. And after these comments, I'm like, thank God he's not. Like, you see the value in a Cena when you see something like this. It's like, who's the same guy on and off the court, has compassion for other people. And you see that you can't actually see him. No, that's not what it is. You can't see it. And that his time is now. No, you actually, for a long period of times, you can't fake it. We saw it with Rollins. It's like, you can be the guy, but you can't fake being the guy. That job is too demanding that your personality, your real self will come out, right? And so his real personality was trash. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that he's trash. I'm saying that personality type is trashy. I'm saying I'm not calling him trashy. I'm saying
Florida trash.
Right. And so I'm saying he's a natural heel, so he could never be the baby face of WWE, like the key baby face. So that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
You can't have no compassion for people like that. It's ridiculous in times of when it's not. This is not the time to spew off lazy, partisan arguments.
The interpretation that I had heard was that it was actually, I mean, I'm not making an excuse for him, but that he was speaking primarily about indie wrestlers.
I
And
heard
not
that
about
too.
like people in general. But it doesn't change it. But
It doesn't change it either because those
No,
indie wrestlers now can't go to Florida. It's
Newman,
like, what?
great point. Exactly, great point. Talking about indie wrestlers. I mean, first off, if you look at a guy who I'm not saying is a natural baby face, right? But if you look at a guy like a Jericho, he wrote that book that's like no is a 4-letter word or whatever, right? And like his whole thing is like, yo, people told me I can't be a wrestler. They told me you can't be a rock star. Like I just blocked them out and I do both, right? I mean, when Jericho was already a majorly successful wrestler, started Fozzy, right? We were all like, why is he fucking doing Fozzy? That's a joke. Now he's selling out full crews every year, rocking out. He has a song that is our favorite. It's all of our number one listed song right now. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, to have this attitude, you can look at it in two ways, which is like, oh, look at me, like you, Newman. What you said. You can look at it two ways. You can go, oh, look what I did. I pulled myself my bootstraps. Everyone should follow me because blah blah blah. Or you could see like, oh, because I believed in myself. You know what I mean? Like you could spin it positive or negative. Because I believed in myself, I was able to be successful. He chooses the way he spins his message, and he chooses to make it the more hateful way to say the same exact thing.
Because it's defensive too. It's like him like having to reassure himself about his.
He's also talking about in wrestling. He's also a genetic freak. I mean, the guy is 8 feet tall. So it's like, oh yeah, that's why he's a big wrestler. He didn't get in WWE because he's an amazing wrestler. They put him in because he fit in the Wyatt family. He got cast in the Wyatt family, and then they let him figure out how to wrestle on the job. You know what I mean? It's like so kind of ridiculous. Not that I'm not taking away from his talent, but I'm saying there's gonna be a wrestler, like a. I don't know. Look at like Christopher Daniels. Are you saying that a guy like him is, you know, he's like 48 or something, and he's in AEW, and he's probably, you know, wrestlers like that, because they're not in WWE or whatever. Like everyone pops at different times. They mature. They find their voice at different times. They find gimmicks. Some wrestler will have a Matt Hardy like run, but never have Matt Hardy 1.0. And a guy like Braun will be the reason we don't get that gift of his talent. Because of this shit. We'll scare him out of wrestling, you know? Anyway, ridiculous. It's not the first time. I followed his Instagram and stuff, and I'm always kind of like, oh, I see this guy's deal. You know what I mean? Look, I get it.
Yeah, he like hunts and like lives in Florida and like.
Well, the one thing I have no tolerance for, I don't know if he even did this, is like, if you kill exotic cats, I just have no tolerance for that. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did he do that?
I've never seen proof that he does that, but if I ever saw that, that's like I can't even handle that. If you know, anyway. All right. Here, how about a lighter topic? Okay. Aleister Black. Although he would argue a darker topic. Maybe he would say arguably there is no color. It's more of talking about him as just a black mass. Oh yeah, fade to gray. I think that Vince loves Aleister Black now.
Yeah.
He had the best looking black mass I ever saw on some jobber on Raw.
We saw it live on the stream.
Yeah. I think Aleister Black has my favorite squash matches. They're just like this guy. He comes out, some like tiny ass jabron. I'm like, this guy got approved to wrestle. They can find jobbers right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like he must.
He's probably some catering.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, right.
This guy, I was like, you know, he's literally in my head. I'm like, there are like people who had corona and are now immune. That's that's their jobbers. You know what I mean?
Right.
But anyway, this guy comes out. Aleister Black, they're wrestling. The guy's so small. He comes out the center of the ring. Aleister Black meets in the center of the ring and then just sits cross-legged. And then the guy's like, "What are you doing?" And then the guy goes to Aleister Black stands up. He goes to swing it up. He does the Matrix style swing back. And then just as this guy's spinning around, he black masses him while he's spinning. So the guy's like momentum keeps going. It's very great. I think Aleister Black will win the Money in the Bank briefcase this year, I believe.
That would be cool.
I think that's what they're gonna do with him. I think Vince is like, oh, I see this guy's deal now. I'm starting to just feel it. Like his booking is, they're building him. They're making him strong. They're building him. He does have a singles match against Bobby Lashley at Mania, and I'm expecting a clean win for Alistair. And then heading into
pre-show win.
Yeah. Not pre-show, because there's
There
two
is no
shows.
pre-show,
It's
right?
Friday night or Saturday night or Sunday.
That's a Saturday night item, in my opinion.
Here's another thing. Bailey had a funny joke on SmackDown.
I didn't hear it.
Bailey said Paige was adding women to her match. She was like, oh, I'm adding another superstar. Here's another one. And then she's like, oh, you know what? Maybe you want to add in Tamina while you're at it? Does she even work here anymore? And maybe laugh. And then that's
her
it.
delivery.
That's it. There's nothing. I just try to give Bailey. I'm trying to see positive, so I try to give Bailey maybe laugh. You know.
It's hard for
You
me
don't
to
have
see
to do that.
positive.
I don't have to do that.
No,
Nah,
Oh, all
not
right.
for
Well,
Bailey.
not for Pam. Not for Pamela.
Okay. I believe this. Drew McIntyre, besides people afflicted with and infected with coronavirus, the biggest victim of the coronavirus is Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Besides people directly
Yeah.
inflicted and infected with this
It goes the
yeah,
dead,
yeah,
the dead, the people who have not died but have been diagnosed.
right.
Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
And
We
then
can
below
handle-
Drew McIntyre, like the families of everyone who's
Mhm.
been affected.
No, that's
yeah.
still above. That's still above. That's still above. We're not pieces
Up
of
for
shit. It's still
debate. Up for
that's still above.
debate.
There's a lot of people above Drew McIntyre. All right,
Yeah.
but
okay.
at tier 5, where it starts to be a little loose, the top guy at tier 5
Drew McIntyre.
is so that we're still sensitive to what's going on. I mean, because I am.
100%.
Is Drew McIntyre, and God, the guy literally, he got fired from this business, came back, and then he came back. He rose to the top of the mountain, and is losing his moment. I feel bad for him, but put things in perspective. Not a huge,
You don't think that this is going to make it better though when it finally does return to normal, or you think he's just done?
I just think that on the, Vince being like the thing was like, oh, let's send him home happy. I think in the grand scheme of things now, we're in the zone of, is it worth making Brock look weak to win in front of no one?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But don't people like Drew McIntyre? Like, don't we want to see him have his moment and like win? And
Yeah.
that would make people happy. I think it's okay.
No, they should save it for next year when they're here.
Yeah.
When WrestleMania happens, and it's going to be insane.
Get a redo in LA.
Well, they could. That's what they could do. Jamie Lee in the background of the video,
Jamie Lee.
in the fun pants, in the Dusty Rhodes gear.
Is she getting ready to go wash the windows?
Yes.
She's going outside.
Yesterday I set my grill on fire.
Outdoors?
I guess I guess I didn't clean my grill enough, so I started like a grease fire in it.
Mm.
So the whole grill, after I turned it out, just went on fire. Have you ever seen this?
Yeah.
Is it a charcoal grill?
Propane.
Oh no!
So
That's scary.
I quickly disconnected the propane and like dragged it across the yard, and then I just hung back, and then I couldn't find my fire extinguisher. I was gonna spray it,
Oh my
but then it just went
God.
out because it just like burned up all the grease,
Dude, be careful.
Well, I gotta go clean it. I didn't even know it was. It's one of those learning experiences. It'll never happen again. I never knew it was even a thing.
You didn't know you had to
Yeah.
clean your grill?
I do clean the grill, but I didn't clean it often enough.
Oh my God, I've never used a grill before, so I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't buy one. I bought when I moved to LA. And I was just like from New York City. I was
Like,
like, I'll get a
I'm gonna be
grill.
grilling all the time.
Yeah, just a guy who bought a grill. No one said. No one told me you gotta like you. I don't know.
Oof. Well,
I
glad
clean the
you're
grate.
okay.
I clean the grate every single time I use it, but I think you gotta clean out with the guts.
Yeah.
Mm.
You should have got a charcoal grill, man, until you were able to handle a propane grill.
Is that true? You
Yeah,
think is
I've
charcoal
only
safer?
used charcoal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems more complicated for me.
It's actually a lot simpler, I bet. You just light them on fire.
Speaking of fire, Roman Reigns and Bill Goldberg, Boneyard Reigns. Their whole feud is based around a tweet that we talked about on this podcast now, officially. Their feud is based around Reigns saying, fans asking him why he punches a pad, right?
Oh no! Is it really based on this?
Yeah. That's what they talked about. They're head to head this week. Their contract signing. Michael Cole, first question asked. Reigns, you made a comment here. You said I don't punch it. I punch a pad because I don't want to hurt my wrist or whatever, And he's like, I don't want to like break my face like Goldberg or whatever the fuck the tweet was. And then Goldberg's response was like, I've broken steel doors all around this world. Basically, like, you're next, whatever. But their whole feud is around that. And Reigns being like, why? They asked him why he said it. He said, I said it because why not? Because this guy's walking around with a title that he didn't even really win from me or whatever. I don't know what it is. It's
who cares?
Yeah.
Truly do not care about Goldberg Reigns whatsoever.
Well, I said this on the Twitch stream, which is they successfully found a way for Roman's not going to get booed because there's no one there to boo him. I mean, he's going to look like a hero for the first time.
Somehow there will be boos.
We'll all be booing from our homes. You'll be able to hear it.
Well, honestly, everything about Reigns, they always get it wrong. It's like, okay, so the feud here is that Roman is like, oh, I punch a pad because I don't want to be an idiot like Goldberg. So it's like the tough guy's thing is that he punches a pad. And then Goldberg's like, yeah, fuck it. You know what? Look at me. I'm one of the most successful wrestlers ever because I was bashing my head against doors. I'm like, yeah, I'm on Goldberg's side. I'm already the Goldberg. I don't even care about either of them right now. And I'm like, yeah, Goldberg is the one saying it's cool that I bash doors. Roman's like, I punch a pad. Look what?
Right.
Yeah.
It's the responsible choice, though.
Well, it is a responsible choice. I appreciate that about it, but it doesn't look tough. That's all I'm saying. So
Aaron is on MTV's Fear right now.
Yeah, I'm on Fear.
Is that what that show was? I don't even know what that was.
It's they had cams hooked up to their bodies and they'd like walk through like a abandoned insane asylum, and it would be like,
yeah.
Dudes, I'm gonna ask you one last thing before we go. Okay.
Okay.
I asked this poll on the Twitch feed. Okay. Who do you think of these people will be the first champion? Okay. Of WWE Heavyweight Champion. All right. Aleister Black, Velveteen Dream, Angel Garza, Tommaso Ciampa, and I had one more. I forgot who it was. Andrade.
Will be
Aleister
champ
Black.
first.
I think Aleister Black, he's already in the company, which gives him a head start. And if it's true what you say that he's in Vince's favor now, then that would add up.
Yeah. I mean, everyone chose Aleister Black, but I'm like, do you guys think that Dream or maybe Garza gets rocketed up? I think our Garza, the sky's the limit on the talent there. We all kind of agree, or some people do. I think Andrade.
I agree, but I think he's still got a long ways to go. Not maybe as far as talent goes, but as far as like getting the push and everything.
But sometimes in wrestling, it's weird. Like the random guy goes up. You know what I mean? Like
Jinder
it's just
Mahal.
like WWE champion Jinder Mahal.
Where's he been?
I believe he's right now. He's socially distancing on a mountain doing his shanties right now. I believe that he's doing.
I forgot about that.
He's definitely back in Calgary getting free healthcare. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
God,
true.
Anosha's mic sounds so good. Yeah, that's it. That's all I had.
Yeah.
A lot of cool stuff going on. I mean, this Mania is shaping up to be very interesting. You know, I mean, it's not going to feel like WrestleMania. It's just kind of going to be some matches. They've also announced that NXT, all the matches they plan for TakeOver will happen in the next couple of weeks. So we'll probably get the Cole Dream match. All that stuff's going to happen on NXT. But, yeah, we have Matt Hardy debuted in AEW. I mean, they postponed Blood and Guts. You know, Brody, do you think that we'll talk about AEW and NXT more in the bonus episode, but do you think that Luke Harper has a shot of being a star as the leader of the Dark Order, as the Exalted One?
No.
And it's not his fault. It's a zilch gimmick and idea. It's corny, and it doesn't have staying power. So no.
Why am I the only one who likes the Dark Order? Because I like that they're fucking incels.
Because you have bad spooky taste.
Bad spooky taste. That's hilarious.
Or I should say your instincts in spookiness are off.
Not as refined.
I don't have
You're into John Cena's and Randy Orton's and buff guys. You're not a spooky boy, Mark.
Right. Well, I mean, I made Darby Allin one of my guys. He's spooky boy, no?
He's like a sad boy.
A sad boy? Oh, he's more emo.
He's a sad boy. Yeah,
he's
not
more
a spooky
goth.
boy.
So King of the Spooky Boys is Taker?
Yes, I would say so.
Let's talk about the Spooky Boys for a second. So,
Taker?
All right, you want to list Newman well, let's name them, then you can rank them. But like Sting's a spooky boy, right? Stinger's no. Aleister Black?
Aleister Black's a spooky boy. Every iteration of Bray Wyatt, except for Firefly Funhouse Bray, isn't like a spooky boy, but the Fiend is.
Right. Is like Dream a spooky boy?
Dream, no.
Okay. I just mean I was curious where the range of it goes because he's kind of like more like a little.
Okay, got it. So mystical. I would say
you know what I
mean?
The
spookiest of boys is probably the Fiend. Right.
The Fiend is more spooky than Taker, probably.
Yes,
but Kane is a pretty. Original Kane is a pretty hard spooky boy.
That's a spooky boy.
Yeah.
Mankind was a spooky boy.
He was like a crazy boy, not spooky boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the spooky boys have powers.
Right.
Like
so the boogeyman is a spooky boy.
Yeah, technically, yes.
There you go.
He's my number one spooky boy, the boogeyman.
Yeah. Who else? Yeah, I don't know. There's I would say the range is probably the Fiend to who's like the bare minimum spooky.
Eric Rowan.
Like
Abyss.
a one on the spooky boy scale.
Right.
Is Eric Rowan.
Eric Rowan with a cage.
Right.
A 10 is the Fiend.
Well, the Fiend is probably the scariest spooky boy ever in a major promotion, no?
Yeah, easily.
Definitely.
He's full on horror, like really far. Yeah. What do you think? How do you think they're going to schedule this Mania? It's going to be 2 nights. Probably one night main event is Cena Fiend, and one night Drew Brock.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the main events are? Or Edge? Do you think Edge Orton and one night Edge Orton?
No, they added a second night so they could get it'll be Reigns Goldberg.
Oh
yeah. You think they'll just do both titles?
That's if they put that on Sunday night main event, I will lose my mind. That's a Saturday night match for sure.
I feel like they owe it to the ladies. Becky should main event one of those nights. No?
Yeah. I know it's not going to happen though because Shayna's just not main event material.
Right. But like Rhea Charlotte, that could main event, but then it's NXT title. I don't think Vince is going to want to.
Never going to main event.
Yeah. it's such a like so many matches I want to watch. It's gonna be a really fun weekend. I gotta figure out what we're gonna do for it. If we do a Twitch watch along or what we do.
Well, maybe we won't be social. Are we
might
gonna
not be
social
socially,
distancing?
or they might
Yes.
they might loosen.
No.
We'll still be going, right?
Yeah.
We're still going. The Corona Mania will still be running wild.
It took China 4 months.
Right.
I'm not speaking about like the U.S. as a whole. I was talking about the three of us. Like, is there a world
do we
where
get to
we
a
can
point where we
watch
start
together?
just going like, all right, we're all fine, or no? Because we could always just pick it up, right?
I was talking to as an Indian boy, I have a lot of doctors in my family. I was talking to two of them who work at UCLA, and they were
and window washers, right?
And window washers, yeah. Very long line of window washers in the Patel family.
That felt racist by me, but it was just a joke that you washed windows. I don't know.
I started the stereotype of Indian people window washing.
I've never seen an Indian person wash a window in my life.
Me either. Never.
No, they pay people to do
Until
that.
Today.
No. So they were saying that what's going to happen most likely is that it'll come in waves, or it'll leave in waves. Like people will all emerge from their homes because it's more safer, and then a new wave of corona will come, and that'll happen again, and then it'll get smaller and smaller waves until eventually, like a year will go by, and then it eventually will.
Well, yeah, I don't know if the three of us aren't sick. Are we safe in a month, or like a month from when we went on lockdown? Like, are we safe to congregate together, or is it?
I don't know.
I don't know what to see, but by the way, we'll get into that as we go. I want to just give you guys. I watched Dark Side of the Ring, Chris Benoit Part 1.
Oh, I watched it. This next one is on today. We're recording.
Oh, I'm gonna watch that.
Tuesday.
And also, Vice gives like 2 free hours on the app.
Yeah.
So be smart about it. Maybe wait till it's all there, and then you can it gives you like 4 tokens that are half hour each, and you can use them all in a row. So if you don't have Vice, just a tip, you can download the Vice app, and you can watch the first part. That's going to take you 2 tokens. So make sure 2 parts are out because they're like 40 minutes long, all right? So you want to do it where you don't want to waste 20 minutes. You know what I mean?
Right,
so,
right.
Or you could subscribe to Vice and share each other's passwords and stuff. I don't know. I don't even know if I can get into Vice with my provider. But yeah. But check that out. Anything else you guys want to recommend? And we'll talk more in the movie dissection about stuff we're recommending. But everybody, watch Beyond the Mat Monday. That movie dissection episode will come out for people who are part of the Cal Movie Club.
Yes.
Cool.
My only other recommendation is wash your hands, stay inside, support local businesses if you can. Don't touch your face like Dan does, we all do. But
general strike of all workers. Don't return to work if the government says you have to. We've never had more collective bargaining power. We can get the things we want. We brought the economy to a standstill because the workers' labor brings the value to the economy, not the billionaires. Eat the rich. That's all.
Wow. He didn't lag at all for that. Imagine what he said during those lags. Imagine how political he got. So anyway, everyone, we'll be back here. The podcast is going to be coming out on Wednesdays. We're going to be recording it like this on Tuesdays for Social Quarantine Mania. But our AEW NXT centric bonus episodes still come out Friday morning, Daddy, Thursday night, Friday morning. I know everyone has nothing to do, so it's probably comes out on Thursday night, Friday morning. Our movie dissection episodes at the Cal Movie Club level, FKA, formerly known as the producer level, will come out on Monday. So watch a movie with us, talk about it. We'll start a thread so people can write what they thought about it. We'll factor that stuff in, so we'll add more interaction there. And every night, basically, and I'll let you know. I'll post on my Instagram and stuff at Dan Black Attack, and we'll post in the group when I'm on. But twitch.tv/Dan Black Attack. Remember, you can help the podcast right now. If you have Amazon Prime, which I know you do, go to twitchprime.com, subscribe to us. That monthly gives us a little bit of cash. It's completely free to you guys. You get a free subscription on Twitch. It's very helpful to helping us grow. Twitchprime.com. Let's take money directly out of Jeff Bezos' pocket and puts it into the pot.
Jeff Bezos pays my husband's paycheck.
Oh, that's right. Well, that means you're taking money out of Jeff Bezos' pocket.
That's right.
Yes. And the hoodies are done Friday. So get it.
Yeah.
And and if you upgrade your Patreon, you get Cal. You could be part of the Cal Mug World Order. I'm pumped to get a mug, although I don't even know if Patreon's gonna be. I might not even have this mug. I have to figure out how to get it.
It's exclusive. It's exclusive, folks.
All right. Anyway, a lot going on because we're giving a lot of content. Everybody, thank you for being patient with us and keep watching Wrestling Kisses. Stay inside, watch wrestling, and cheers up.
Dan, can you stay on for a second? I want to do an audio test thing.
Yes. See you guys.
Wait, how do I do like a screen grab for social media on a MacBook Pro with a delay?
Here, I can get one. Everybody look like you're talking.
Put your little things up. Wait.
Oh.
I can't.
Don't
I know
just
she got to do the
I got to take the screenshot with my other hand.
Can we do it on a delay?
No, I don't know how. Hold on, I'll try to move fast.
Newman?
All right, I got it.
Okay.
All
All right.
Cheers up.
Bye, guys.
Wait,
Talk to you later.
Dan, stay for a second.
Bye, Nosh. See you later. Hanging up.
Go fuck yourself.
Bye.
Do you have the option to? I just let you record. Like gave you access to record. Can you see in like the top left corner? Does it say like record or anything, or at the bottom?
Hold on a sec. All right. What's your? I can hit record.
Okay. See the screenshot I just sent you?
Yeah.
See in the top left how it says turn off original sound?
It's opening. I don't have it open yet.
Oh,
here. Yeah.
See how it says turn off original sound? Do you have that button? Do you have that button there?
It says recording. No.
Click on your Zoom and preferences. Like go to Zoom in the top left.
Yeah.
And then hit audio or no recording. Go to recording. There's a recording thing.
Oh, recording. Yeah. Go to what?
And then
record video during screen sharing. Add a timestamp to the
record. Try click record a separate audio file for each participant. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Second one down.
Yeah.
Click that.
Yeah.
And then does it show that turn off original sound or turn on original sound thing? Where the hell is that? Oh, I know where it is. Go back to settings.
Should I unclick record a separate audio file?
No, you can leave that.
Okay.
Go back to settings. Click on audio. And then go down to advanced. Click on advanced.
Yeah.
And then is that top one click show in meeting option?
No.
Okay, click that one.
Yeah, now I have that.
Okay, sick. All right. Does it say turn off original sound in the top?
Yeah, it says turn off.
Okay, so it's on. That's good. Okay, so to get better quality, I think what we got to do is you record your audio on your side. Like I'll record it all. I'll record it all so I have it. But if we each record our own audio tracks, like the original sound,
we can just send them to you.
You could send them to me, and I think then I can put it in like I'm loading up a regular pod. I think the audio quality would be better.
Oh, we'll see. I mean, you sound really good.
Yeah, it's just because the mic's better. The mic you got is better than this one.
Right.
Yeah. So it'll sound good. All right, sweet. Are you recording right now?
No.
Okay, record right now and then send it to me because I want to see if your audio sounds better than like what we just recorded.
Yeah, I'm recording right now, so we'll just talk a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about testing. I'm thinking about
how many hours a day are you on Twitch right now?
So many hours, many hours. No, many hours. Not honestly, not that many. I watched during wrestling yesterday. I was on the time I'm watching. I'm just on there right now.
Oh yeah. I guess the watch-alongs aren't very intensive because you're just
right.
Yeah, it's a pretty packed schedule though.
And yeah, it's pretty packed. Well, my schedule, yeah. But I mean, if I got to switch it up, I'll switch it up. It's just right now I'm like, well, why not, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, cool. Send me it should, if you go to your settings, it'll show you where this file just saved. And then just send me the whole thing on Dropbox.
I'll send you this on Dropbox. I got to sign into Dropbox on here. I'll figure that out.
Yeah, and just send me the whole thing that just recorded.
All right, so you'll end this, and then it'll pop up the recording, right?
Yeah, it should pop up, and then say it should it might have to render or convert.
Yeah.
So,
I've had that before. All right, so you
cool.
just end it, and then it'll go.
Yeah. All right, cool.
All right,
I'll
peace,
talk to you
bro.
soon.
Thanks.
Right,
Yeah,
peace,
I'll send you the description.
Oh yeah, cool. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Peace out.